it's the history of the country, but it's not a pleasant history. It's a very dark history, and it's something that we need to.
It's the history that they want us to know. It's the history that they forced us to learn and know and respect. Yeah, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, it is. It's commonly said that history is written by the winners, right? So the first time I knew, the first time I should have gotten back on the plane and gone right back to Jamaica was when I took U.S. history class. This was, I don't know what grade I was in, maybe like 6th, 7th grade, something like that. And the Marcus Garvey, who is one of our national heroes in Jamaica, when I'm reading in this U.S. history book how he was a con man, he was, a swindler, he did all these things to trick people into a Back to Africa movement to get their money. This was in the history books. When I came here, I was like, the same. It's supposed to be a different Marcus Garvey. It was supposed to be, Marcus Garvey from Acres Homes or something. It's not the Marcus Garvey I know. You know what I mean? So that's the history. They tell the history how they want you to know it. So a lot of the times that we're going through right now, wait to see how they. Well, I don't say wait. We need to be mindful of how they're going to try to rewrite history and be intimately involved in that process to make sure that the history is told as it should be. It's very important.
But the only way that that's going to happen, unfortunately, is if you have segregated schools that have their own curriculum. But HISD, I will say this, has
I got you an educator.
HIST, no, don't remind me. HISD has actually implemented a Black Studies, course added to the curriculum. African American Studies course.
School name and everything. What's really going to be in it?
Exactly, and who wrote it? Yeah, I'm interested
exactly.
to know who did that.
Yeah, and so this was actually one of the topics I was going to talk about at the beginning, but I was just going to skip it. That's a very important. So we talk about history, and it is a reminder to all of us that we really have to be involved, not just in the education of our children, but in what goes on in our schools, and be active in school board meetings, right? So what brings to mind, many of you have seen that video. It's a viral video. This was in Baton Rouge. A man named Gary Chambers, I guess there was a motion up to rename a Robert E. Lee High School in Louisiana, to, some other name. And so, it's one of those meetings. I'm sure the school board, they people come and voice their concerns, and they just do what they want to do and go about the business. In this particular meeting, this one lady who's on the school board, she was on her laptop just shopping, going
shopping.
to Amazon.
I saw that.
Yes.
I saw that.
And she probably thought, no big deal. I don't feel like hearing this, so she was shopping. What she didn't know that she was being recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And so this brother, Gary Chambers, he goes up in front of the school board and he lets her have it. He's like, for this important issue, you're sitting here shopping, Connie. Connie Bernard is her name. And she still
walked out.
Connie, yes. So
she walked out.
He I mean, and that's the least of what he did, right? He not only called her out, he said, that he commented on other people on the school board, and saying, that this is a really important issue, and you're sitting there shopping. And then he named some other names of like the first Black governor of Louisiana during Reconstruction and what have you, and saying that these are the people, if you want to name the school after somebody significant, these are the people that you should consider naming the school after. And I'm not doing that speech justice, but you should look him up, Gary Chambers, Baton Rouge. And the important thing that comes out of that to me is, and what has happened since then, since he made this big viral speech, that man has been all over the place. He's been on CNN, he's been on MSNBC, and what have you. And he's an activist. He's a minister also, but he's an activist. And he was saying that he's overwhelmed with the attention this has gotten because this is the work that he does on a daily basis, and it's nice to see that having an impact now. So we never know the impact that one strong voice in one small community can have. So we just have to be really involved with our schools, in our communities, and we have more power than we thought. This was one little man with a cell phone who posted this. Millions of people now know about the issue who are going to be tuned into what's going on. So we have to stay involved, in our, who's writing our history and what is being taught in our schools. It's very important.